Once upon a time in Oxford, a tradesman offered room and board to guests a thriving carpenter. A needy scholar living there, having mastered basic arts, took astrology to heart. This clerk, called Handy Nicholas, relished love and lover's bliss. The carpenter had wed a wife. He valued her above his life. The girl was 18 years of age, and he kept her in a narrow cage. For being old and full of phlegm, he went in fear she'd cuckold him. The wife was fair, as I've determined, as sleek and slender as an ermine. Her silk headband sat on high, come hither twinkled in her eye. Her brows were neatly plucked and narrow, bent like bows to launch an arrow.
I swear her skin gives off a glint as bright as coins fresh from the mint. Her singing rings as clear and able as any swallows on a gable. Her mouth is sweet as mead's bouquet, or a hoard of apples stored in hay.
Now then, sirs, this was the case. One day our Handy Nicholas approached the wife to flirt and play. Her husband was at Osney.
My jewel, for love of you I cry, surrender, dear, or I must die.
He grappled her around the hips and groaned.
Now let me kiss your lips.
She wrenched her head away in speed.
How now? What? Never mind my creed. You must unhand me, Nicholas, or I will cry out. Help! Alas! You mustn't grope me in this way.
Nicholas moaned.
Well a day!
He spoke so sweetly and so fast that she relented at the last.
I swear by holy martyr Thomas, I'll comfort thee. We'll keep our promise when we see an empty field. My husband's jealous eyes are peeled. Beware, take care, tiptoe with dread. If we're discovered, sweet, I'm dead.
A clerk has but himself to blame if he can't win a thinking game against a woodwright.
So they agreed to wait their chance to do the deed. One day Allison went to church to pray and do Christ's holy work upon a solemn holiday. Her forehead gleamed as clear as day, where she had washed it after work. The parish had a bright young clerk, a handsome lad named Absalom. His golden hair was curled and shone. He minced his way down all life's paths, in tight red hose that showed his calves. He was a merry lad, I swear, and he could shave, let blood clip hair. He could saw upon a dainty fiddle, and sing falsetto high and brittle. But his speech was too fastidious, and he considered farting hideous.
Just now, the focus of my life is most the tender woodwright's wife. She is so sweet and lecherous. If only she could be a mouse, and I a cat, she'd be my dinner. I set my heart and soul to win her.
Absalom took his guitar abroad. He couldn't sleep. Love's urgent prod pricked up his pulse. His heart was swelling. He made his way to Allison's dwelling. Outside a little shuttered window, there he sang out soft and low.
Dear apple of my eye, pity me, or I must die. You hold each one of my heartstrings.
The carpenter waked and heard him sing.
Absalom out calling by our wall?
Yes, John, I heard him caterwaul. How silly! What a shameful mess!
Well, this went on, as you might guess. For days to come, young Absalom could think of only Allison, wooing her with emissaries and following her to fetch and carry.
I warbled like a nightingale. I bought her wine and sweetened ale. I sent her hotcakes every day. Since she was town-bred, I offered her pay.
Absalom might as well flip sand. He'd never bring this bird to hand. It happened on a Saturday, when John was gone to Osney, that Nicholas and Allison met to plan their liaison.
Depend upon my excellent wile. I'll trap your husband with my guile.
And then, if all our plans go right, you'll lie in my smooth arms all night.
The lad was one who never tarried. He slyly to his chamber carried meat and drinks to last 2 days. Then he told Allison to say, when John should ask her where he was,
I've no idea at all, because I've never seen you quicker still. Indeed, I fear you might be ill.
wakefully, with Nicholas dozing quietly. John wondered where the lad had got to. What sort of pass had he been brought to?
I am afraid, by holy Thomas, there's something wrong with Nicholas. Today I saw a corpse in church, and Monday last I saw him work.
The man went forth to rouse our lover, fearing what he might discover.
By Jove, I see our Nicholas gaping like a man possessed. The man has softened his psychology by his long study of astrology. I'll cure him of his studying. I'll find a way by heaven's king. What? Oh, Nikolai, look down here and think of Christ whom we revere.
Finally, handy Nicholas began to stir and sigh.
Alas, must all the world be lost again?
What? I say, are you insane?
John, we must counsel privately. My vision touches you and me.
The carpenter went to play his part, returning with a brimming quart of mighty ale for them to share. Nicholas shut the door with care.
Now, dear John, beloved host, swear on your blessed father's ghost that you won't pass on what I tell you. I call on Jesus to compel you, or you'll be mad, I swear it's true.
Why? You don't think I babble, do you?
What a silly carpenter.
Christ's blood forbid that I should err by talking loosely. In God's name, I'll spill no word to child or dame.
John, I swear I do not lie. I found by my astrology a rain will fall, with hail and mud, to more than double Noah's flood. In just 1 hour our world and we shall all be drenched beneath the sea. Each one of us shall lose his life.
My treasure, oh, alas, my wife! What, must she drown, my Allison?
His anguish left him quite undone.
If you obey and do not fail, I'll save us without mast or sail. Now here's my plan. It calls for haste. We have no further time to waste.
Go out at once and carry off a brewing tub or kneading trough for each of us. They must be large, enough to float in like a barge.
The flood will slack and drain away the morning of the second day. Here's more to do. You must agree, when you have tubs for just us three, to hang them high among the beams. But no one else must know our schemes. Just we can float, secure, elated, while the world is inundated. One thing could still spoil our delight. We must be sure on that same night, when we have got ourselves on board, not one of us shall speak a word, or cry out, even in a prayer. That's God's command in this affair. If noise is bad, why, sin is worse. You and Allison must have no commerce, not in looking nor in deed. Hang far apart. And now, Godspeed!
The silly woodwright went on his way, often sighing well-a-day, and told his wife what you have heard. Of course she knew it, every word.
What's this? Alas, defend us, John! Save us or we are undone! I am your true and wedded wife. Look to me now. Preserve my life.
Ah, the power of affection. Men can die of false dejection. As it grew dark on Monday night, without so much as candlelight, in silence and great secrecy, into their tubs they climbed all three. John was tired, his fears were deep. He slipped into a labored sleep. Then, too, he snored, his head mislay. Down from his tub sneaked Nicolay. Down Allison as softly sped. Without a word they went to bed. John's bed, that is, where they delighted, leaving the carpenter benighted. There Allison and Nicholas did all they dreamed they would at last. Our other wooer, Absalom, the lad that love so worked upon, had gone that week to Ozanay among a group on holiday. He asked a passing cloisterer for news of John the carpenter. As they stood beside the church, the monk had not seen John at work. Absalom heard this with delight.
Lord be praised, I will prowl tonight. When the first cock's crow is uttered, I'll knock where Allison's room is shuttered. The lowest window close at hand. By God, I'll make her understand. My love and longing I can't miss. I know I'll get at least a kiss.
At length, the first cock's crowing done, up rose this jolly Absalom, donned his best clothes, bright and rich, chewed cardamom and licorice, and hastened to the woodwright's house to catch the wife without her spouse.
La-di-da, my sweetest Allison, my honeycomb, my cinnamon. Awake, my dear, I'm undone. You never think about my woe. A heart I burn wherever I go. cat from the tit!
Clear off, Jack Fool. I'll not kiss you. I love another. He's my bliss too. As you are not. Christ, Absalom, get out or I will throw a stone.
That true love should be spurned this way. But kiss me, dear, ease my dismay, for love of Jesus and of me.
And you will leave immediately?
Yes, darling, I'll at once be gone.
Make ready then, anon. Hush now, my darling Nicholas, and you shall laugh your fill at last.
Surely this is just the start. Darling, your grace. Sweet bird, your heart.
The window opened with a click.
Come here, and kiss me quick, before our nosy neighbors see.
Absalom wiped his mouth with glee. The night was dark as pitcher coal, and out the window she put her hole. Absalom fared no better or worse, but with his mouth he kissed her arse. And savored it before he guessed, and gagged and spit in rare distress.
By God's dear body, what a skit!
Absalom heard him every bit, and paused just long enough to hiss.
I swear by God you'll pay for this.
For from the time he kissed her anus, all thought of paramours was heinous. He went to see the Smith Gervais at work before the cattle grazed.
What? Absalom? I cry sweet cross. Up so early? Are you lost? Some saucy girl, I swear it's true, have got her grappling hooks in you.
My cause is urgent, my dear friend. This coulter heated white to mend is what I need. Please let me take it. You'll get it back. No fear I'll break it.
Dear Absalom, if it were gold, or a bag of precious coins untold, I would give it to you. That's no lie. But, by the devil, tell me why.
Gervais, let that be as it may. I'll tell you later when it's day.
He caught the iron where it was cool, and went at once to wield the tool. Back at the window in a trice, he coughed discreetly, knocking twice.
Who can this be? A thief, I swear!
Oh no, Allison, it's me, I swear. You're Absalom, my chicken wing, and I have brought a golden ring that you shall have it for a kiss.
Now Nicholas was up to piss, and thought he could improve the joke. He'd have his ass kissed by the bloke.
Speak, my jewel, my bird, my heart.
Nicholas's hind end popped and fried around the iron a hand's breadth wide.
Water! Water, by God's heart!
The carpenter woke up with a start. He heard someone shouting,
Water, God!
and thought,
Ah! This is Noah's blood!
He sat up straight without a word, and swung his axe to cut the cord. The neighbors rushed to gawk at John, where he lay still and pale and wan. Each word he said was shouted down by Nicholas and Allison. They told the neighbors he'd gone mad, with fear of Noah's flood, and had, because his silly wits were soft, hung up 3 mighty kneading troughs, and made them pretend his fears were just. The neighbors laughed, as people must, and howled whenever John protested. They guessed, of course, how he'd been bested, and Absalom thought that he must die. All knew he kissed her nether eye, and Nicholas was scalded on the bum. That's it, God save us, all in sum.
Worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my soul.